We're going to continue studying carboxylic acid derivatives. So in here they are in the basic structure, let's say. And I'm going to add to this also nitriles with this cyano group. And essentially, we're going to be learning first, I'm doing videos on nomenclature, of course, but we're going to also be doing reactions and showing up some mechanisms so that we can follow this up. So here we have the acid halides, and we're going to do some nomenclature right away. So this is an anhydride, so acid halide, so chloride, bromide, typically. Let me use another marker, acid halide. This is an anhydride. This is an ester, and this is an amide, and that's a nitrile. Okay, so about carboxylic acid, when we're doing the nomenclature of carboxylic acid, which is this with OH. So in all the derivatives, remember that we are going to have the OH here replaced by something else, which is going to act as my leaving group, or if it's an ester, in the amino group. All right, so in carboxylic acid in derivative, we have used the prefix, saying the number of carbons. Then we're going to add the suffix OIC and then the word acid. And let's do one example of that. Here we have so when you're doing this, let's number the chain and assigning number 1 carbon to the carbonyl group in the carboxylic acid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to put this here, better, 6. So the prefix is going to say the number of carbons. So this is hexanoic, so hex for 6 carbon. So in the suffix, so hexanoic acid, in principle, without substituents. And then I see that I have a chlorine in carbon 5 and an ethyl in carbon 3. Now you need to list this alphabetically. So you're going to say 5-chloro, 3-ethyl, and hexanoic acid. And when we have, say this, with a cyclic structure, but it's not an aromatic ring, that we're going to name the cycle as your parent chain. So this is a cyclopentane, and we're going to say cyclopentane carboxylic acid. And if it is then aromatic ring, we're gonna, this is benzoic acid. Okay, now in all of that, notice that except for this, which we add the word carboxylic acid, we need to, for the rest, we're going to use the prefix saying the number of carbons, termination OIC, and then the word acid. Let's do another example of that. I'm going to erase this, which we did already. So I'm going to another example. And we're going to keep going naming then other carboxylic acid derivatives. This is just the carboxylic acid. So what do I have here? Okay, so one example is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's say that I have this. Okay, here notice that we need to choose always the longest chain that contain the functional group. So this time you need to be doing this chain because it's the longest. You could have that choice or this choice, but this is the right one. So carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's a pentanoic acid, but it's 2-ethyl pentanoic acid. This is the ethyl. Then let's do another example here. And now I have fluorine here, and I'm gonna have that. And so now my parent chain is cyclopentane. So I'm gonna say cyclopentane carboxylic acid. And now numbering that chain, what I need to pay attention is that the numbering. If I always need to assign the carbon 1 where the functional group is. So this is my carbon number 1. But what do I do? Counterclockwise or clockwise? So if I do, let's say that I go over to the fluorine. What set of numbers will I be using? If this is the case, the substituents will be in 2, and you say 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5, 5 is I use that. But the correct number is actually this one, because when you do this 2, 3, 4, and 5, now the substituents are going to be 2, 2, because I have 2 metals there, and 5. So this is your number, the correct numbering. Then we need to list alphabetically. These are 2 metals, so it is a dimethyl, but fluorine goes first because alphabetically. So the name would be listing the substituents, 5-fluoro, and then 2, 2, because I have 2 metals in position 2, and then cyclopentane carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. All right, so I think we have done quite a few about this, so I'm going to move on in another video to acid halides.